if I'd had it my way, I would have been in the group forever. You know, I enjoyed the group atmosphere. I thought, you know, it's so good to have two guys on stage backing you up.
Fugees, featuring Lauryn Hill, Praz, and Wyclef Jean, active since 1992. Today's feature really needs no introduction, as they're only considered one of the best hip-hop groups of all time. Both Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill have had major solo success and went on to become some of the most recognizable names in hip-hop. But as a group, this trio was something special. They had a spark when they started their first time around, but when their sophomore album dropped, it literally changed the future of hip-hop forever. Their 3 singles from the album were internationally popular, sold millions of records, and changed the landscape for hip-hop groups to follow. The album in itself sold almost 30 million copies to date worldwide, second only to Eminem's The Eminem Show. The Fugees were like the perfect group, with talent and marketability, having one of hip-hop's most creative musicians, songwriters, and producers of all time in Wyclef Jean, who was like the face and voice of the Fugees, and actually the only to immigrate from his third world country of Haiti and finding success in the United States. Wyclef was the energy of the group, and you could tell listening to the music or seeing them in person. He created much of the artboard to which the Fugees created on, so to speak, even if his involvement was minor with anything the group were working on. I remember first being able to hear and understand Wyclef and the Fugees' music, and quickly understanding his talent level as an artist was crucial to the group's success. Lauryn Hill was the heart and soul of Fugees. She was the sole reason they became as marketable as they were. Not saying the others weren't, but to have a beautiful, perfect essence of a strong black woman who's also ultra creative and dope as an MC, a part of the group, took Fugees to another level as far as being able to reach the households they did. Her voice was one of a kind, and she could sing and rap equally as well, and even considered by some of the best rappers of all time. Because of her limited discography, that may be a stretch, but as far as talent, writing, cadence, substance, delivery, confidence, Lauryn Hill had just as or more to give than most your top rappers. Longevity being her only crutch. There's no way you could hear her musically and not be entranced with her voice. Kanye West has a line in my favorite Kanye song of all time where he says, "Lauryn Hill said her heart was in Zion. I wish her heart was still in Ryman." And every time I hear it, I always say the same thing. Don't we all? I mean, because who the kids gonna listen to, huh? And who can forget Praz? Even though most do. But Praz may be the sole reason we even got a Fugees group, as he was the glue that initially introduced the others to each other and played that glue role throughout their journey. Praz evened out the two creatives and brought lyrical skill to the group as a male where Wyclef may have lacked. Instant credibility for Fugees. This combination was supposed to break all the records and continue setting the bar for hip-hop. Instead, after 2 albums and major success on the second, One Life Beginning led to another relationship dying, and it robbed us of their greatness ever since. What happened to the Fugees? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. You can also send a super thanks by clicking the button below. Enjoy the video. Praz, a Haitian American born in New York and originating from New Jersey, met Lauryn Hill at age 15 in a high school the two attended together. Their interests in music set them on the same path, so they decided to form a group together with musician Marcy Harriel. Praz's cousin by the name Wyclef was asked to join the group as well, and soon after he did, Marcy left to embark on her own musical journey in 1990. Leaving the 3, and the rest became history. They were called the Translator Crew before signing to Columbia Records by way of Rough House in 1993 and changed their name to simply Fugees to represent their immigrant background or feeling different, as if they didn't recognize themselves in most circles like they weren't from the same place. They recorded their first album, Blunted on Reality, in 1992, but it didn't release until 1994 because of a dispute between the group and the label over the political direction Fugees wanted the album to go, and the label advising it wouldn't sell much records. The album went silver, selling poorly, mostly due to its delay. Stunt number 1, killing him immediately. For album 2, the label made no mistake about its release this time around. Their lead single, Fugees, was the only release before the album that hip-hop legend Salaam Remi actually produced for Fat Joe, but one night in the studio working on another project for Spike Lee, Wyclef and Lauryn asked him to play that beat he made for Fat Joe he let them hear earlier, and by then, Wyclef already had a verse to it. Lauryn joined in and sang the hook on the spot, and the beat was theirs. Salaam Remi would later say that song was the inspiration for the album The Score, as a lot of it was written to match the energy of that song. The Score releases early 1996 and sells just under gold first week, landing at number 1 on the charts. By May, the Fugees' most successful song, Killing Me Softly, drops. It tops the charts in over 20 countries and sends Fugees' sales skyrocketing. It was the last song made for the album and was actually a cover of the 1972 release and sampled A Tribe Called Quest. The song went on to win a Grammy and stamped Fugees and Lauryn Hill in particular as the face of hip-hop and rap. September 1996, Ready or Not dropped and went platinum in the US and UK. Besides the singles, The Score, like the group itself, just had the perfect mix of true musical talent, thoughtful creativity and effort, even down to their videos, making it not just a classic, but one of the best albums of all time, any genre. With a statement like that, you could only imagine what was next. Nothing. That's what came. Nothing. The group broke up, and at the time, no one truly understood why. Until years later, Wyclef explained in his book that Lauryn Hill, whom he was having an affair with, had a child behind his back with a guy she was also having affairs with, Bob Marley's son Rohan Marley. The thing is, up until the birth, she made Wyclef to believe it was his. After he found out the truth, he says something died between them for him and their love spell was broken. Not being able to work with her or face her again, the group as we know it was over. Stunt number 2, solo flight. After an abrupt breakup between Lauryn and Wyclef, along with the group, they suffered one of the biggest stunted growth reasons groups break up. They all decided to pursue solo careers, solidified by having success as solo artists, mainly Wyclef with his solo 1997 debut that went double platinum and a follow-up in 2000 that went platinum as well, and Lauryn Hill. In 1998, Lauryn Hill released one of hip-hop's best and most meaningful albums in history, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that put her in another stratosphere in music. It's widely considered one of the best bodies of musical works of all time. Sadly, it would be Lauryn's sole solo album as she began going through personal issues and raising 5 kids, leading to her self-exile from music, sparingly showing up thereafter. Praz also released a solo in '98 that did well as far as his single Ghetto Superstar featuring ODB and Maya, nominated for a Grammy and a top 15 Billboard and worldwide hit. There was no real time for thinking about the group anymore, as they all in their own way moved on. Stunt number 3, Lauryn misunderstood. In 2004 and 2005, the group attempted to rekindle their business relationship, appearing in concert in 2004, featured in Dave Chappelle's Block Party film, and again in 2005, appearing on television for the first time in 10 years at the 2005 BET Music Awards. Excitement grew for this once classic and still timeless group to work together on a studio album again, and talks about it were actually materializing. But talks would be the only thing happening between them, as an album never came, mainly due to Lauryn Hill still dealing with personal issues and not being able to find a chemistry with Wyclef specifically. They recorded a song called Lips Don't Lie, ironically, but Lauryn didn't like the song and left the group's engagements as they disbanded once again. The song famously became Shakira's global hit Hips Don't Lie. Later, Praz and Wyclef would throw shots at Lauryn about her needing help via psychiatrists and Praz vowing never to work with her again. They did reunite early this year in concert together, but you could tell there's still bad blood lying underneath their greatness. All in all, Fugees were still one of the best things music has produced. For rap, they're a classic group of artists that changed hip-hop since the score. I could only imagine what they could have done had they stayed together, but for these reasons, their growth was stunted. Salute, much respect to the Fugees. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.